Hello, everyone. Hello. Stephanie Zima here. Today, for anyone who does not know me, my mission is to help entrepreneurs to walk it free. It's where we connect and level up, right? Where we heal, connect, and level up. Healing is emphasis, okay? My passion is to help people heal, connect with themselves and others, and through that, level up, you guys. Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about money mindset. Hi, Beatrice. I want to talk a little bit about money mindset. I want to talk a little bit about the obstacles that we have when we are dealing with money thinking and business, right? Number one obstacle for people to create money in their businesses is actually the fear of failure. It's a very, very common obstacle that is preventing almost everything. I mean, just normal action, as well as really just having a healthy money mindset, right? We are scared to take risks. We are scared to try to do something new. And if you are struggling with this, make sure you check out the link www.walkitfree.com/training. I am doing a free class on that fear of failure, how to overcome it, all the things, because that was something that I dealt with a lot. I had so much scarcity and fear of getting into new situations that I had this drive, but I prevented myself from working. I prevented myself with coming up with a whole bunch of different things that I will cover in that training. I will talk about it. I will talk about how you like procrastination and all that stuff, right? I know if you have the fear of failure, you're not in your business doing the things that you should be doing. You do not want to miss that class. So make sure www.walkitfree.com/training and see me there. Okay. So back to this. Fear of failure. People are scared to do the things. So second obstacle is a negative self-talk. You guys, who here can relate to a negative self-talk? I'm gonna out myself here right now. Many years I've had a tape running in my brain that I wasn't even conscious that it was there. That was the biggest thing. I wasn't even conscious it was talking to me, right? I'm telling myself I wasn't good enough. I was telling myself I'm not smart enough. I'm telling myself I'm not wealthy enough. I'm telling myself, all these things, all these scripts that I was not aware that were happening. Now, you guys, for anyone who knows me personally, knows I grew up in Germany, and in Germany, the mentality about money is a complete different one than in the US, okay? In Germany, we are raised that money is scarce, I would say, right? It's the fact that when you have something, you want to hold on to it. You do not want to, like, brag about it. You do not even want to talk about it. You just kind of want to make sure you're okay and happy with what you have. And it was almost shameful wanting to have more. And depending on what your scripts are in your brain from your upbringing, that's can really impact the way how you're doing business and how you are engaging with stuff. Limiting beliefs is obstacle number 3, you guys. Limiting beliefs, this is when you have a fixed mindset, when you are about, when you really like believe that you can't do anything about the money that you have right now. When you think this is it, you have as much as you need, you have as much as you should have. Those kind of things are limiting beliefs around the topic of money. And if you are struggling with that, I would love to know, what is it that you're telling you? Drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. Let me know, what are some of the limiting beliefs that you are dealing with, because when we have specific examples, then we can talk about it more and we can educate, because if you are participating, it also helps others. And you all know we all want to increase our happiness, right? And our happiness increases when we are making impacts, when we are helping others, when we're sharing about things. Step number 4 an obstacle about money and mindset is actually an impulse spending. Impulse spending is when you purchases something without considering the long-term consequences about it. This can lead to financial instability and damage your money mindset. Okay, and how many of us are guilty, especially us here in the US and Germany, for example, in other parts of the world? It may not be, credit cards are maybe not as profound. Like, I still was raised that when you spend something, you need to pay it off right away. But in the US, that's not the case. In the US, we are like swipe, 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 swipe. We swipe really fast. And sometimes we spend some money on short term pleasures that are not really helping our long term vision, right? That's one of the things. So, impulse spending, also, by the way, in case you are not aware of it, impulse spending is also a numbing trigger, like a numbing behavior. And numbing behaviors, again, is something that can actually be changed very, very easily if, however, if you are dealing with that, if you are doing the steps of walking through it and figuring out, okay, why am I trying to numb my behaviors? Why am I trying not to pay attention? Why am I not going to do this? And I'll tell you a quick story about that. I had, for the longest time, I've had trouble with my finances, not making money or debt or anything, but I didn't want to pay my bills. Okay, I didn't want to pay my bills, and it came from a lack thinking of scarcity mindset. It was like I didn't want to face every morning. I didn't want to face the amount that I was having and the amount that I was creating and the amount that I needed to spend. I did not want to face it. But when I did some work around this money mindset, I started realizing that you have to manifest abundance by actually facing your troubles. You have to get in there, you have to pay attention to it, you have to give it some love. And it sounds crazy. How do you, but money is energy, you guys. Money is energy. And it's when you think about it, money is a transaction. Okay, now if you are not transacting with it, if you are not paying attention to it, if you're not taking a look at it, and actually dealing with it and giving it the attention that it needs, it's not going to give you attention back, right? I mean, it's really crazy to grasp that concept unless you have done it. Okay, and the way how you do it is actually that you are just getting yourself in habits, into healthy habits around money, and you just go and do these things, and then you will see, once you start doing it, you will see that the money mindset is changing. Now, the last one is a lack of financial education. Knowing that knowing how to manage the money is really important, and having knowing how to, my gosh, I can't talk today. What's happening? It's Monday, but I love Mondays, actually. Okay, so knowing how to manage money is really, really important part of it. Okay, you have to kind of know what you need to do. You need to know how to work with this. And if any one of you guys need anybody, I have some people. I'm not an expert, so to speak, about investment and all that stuff. I'm a person that deals with mindset and habits and all that stuff. But if you need anybody, let me know. I have a whole big network of people that can educate you a lot more onto what to do with money and how to invest it and how to do all those things. And understanding your personal finance is really important. Okay, it's really important, not just from the aspect of having a plus or a minus in your bank account, or debt or not debt in your account, but it has, in my opinion, an importance from happiness and health and peace mindset. Because when you are paying attention to what it is that you are wanting to do, to achieve, okay, so for example, I'll give you a good example. Okay, trip to Cabo, Mexico that I just took in November. Okay, that was not money that I wanted to spend, okay, in the first place. If I would have like looked at it, I would have said, nah, that, you know what, I had a very expensive travel year. I started out in Charleston, I went to Yellowstone, I had a trip to Ohio, I had a trip to around Lake Michigan, I had a trip to Colorado, I had a trip to Florida, I had a trip to Cabo, right? So it was kind of like, it was a very expensive year as far as travel was concerned. And I could have said no. I could have said, I am not investing this money. I am not doing this. However, I decided that it was worth a lot more to my personal growth, to my experiences, to my life, to my family's life, to my business, to my everything. It completely enriched not my pocketbook, no, but it enriched myself as a person and a human, and so therefore it became worth. So when you are dealing with this, and the best part about the educating around money is to really take a minute to understand what is worth to you, okay? Because in the end, that's what's really mattering. It matters. Like too many times we are wasting money on things that are not mattering to us, okay? And then we disregard the stress, the debt, or the spending actually has on our lives, okay? When we stress about money all the time, that has an impact on our lives, on our mood, and our relationships, on every single thing that we are doing, on our businesses, on every single thing that we're doing. If we are spending money on things that are fueling us, okay, they're fueling us, they're fueling our energy, they're fueling our lives, they're enriching everything, then that becomes worth it, okay? And then that becomes like actually a plus in your bank account, okay? And that's what you need to kind of see. Where is it? Is it a plus? Is it a minus? Is it a plus? Is it a minus? Where are we at with the things? Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about money today. So if you are dealing with money mindset, as a recap, do me a favor, get through those obstacles and see where you are at. Fear of rejection, make sure you hopping into that free training, www.walkitfree.com/training. It's going to be epic. Okay, that is it, fear of rejection. Because honestly though, okay, last but not least, if you are an online entrepreneur, think about it. If you fix your energy, if you fix your rejection fear, you can create money. You can create money. Money is everywhere. I've always thought like, oh, no one is going to buy my product. Nobody's going to do this. Yet everybody is running around with Starbucks. Everybody is running around with like going on vacations, doing all the things, going to Disney, yada, yada. People spending money left and right. You guys open your eyes. People spend money left and right. Okay? It's not about the amount. It's about if it's going to show up as worth. And that's what I want to tell you guys. You have to check what is worth it to you. For me, my last year of travel was absolutely worthy because it enriched my life. Investing in my personal development enriched my life, my marriage, my relationships, every single thing in my life. Okay? And it was all for personal development, you guys. Learning things. That was important to me, and that's what I can then go ahead and give back, right? That's the second thing that enriches my life. That's a worthy value to me. Giving back to others, you guys, giving back and making an impact on people's lives. That is what, for me, that's like better than anything. Making sure that people are having that people having great results, that is, to me, that's like candy times a bazillion. Right? Okay, anyway, I hope that was valuable to you guys. If it is, let me know. I would love to have a conversation with you, and I hope to see you on Friday. And if you can't make it on Friday, just message me and I'll send you the replay. Okay, talk to you all later. Mwah! Love you.